This is Sig P365 380 versus Glock G42. A comparison. Let's hit the range. On a failure. The Glock ever. With the new for 2022 Sig P365 380 finally hitting the market, I think many of us had the question of how does it stack up against the Glock G42? Let's compare and contrast and see what we can find out. The Glock G42 is a striker-fired single stack pistol chambered in 380 ACP. It is 5.94 inches long, 4.13 inches high, 0.94 inches wide, and weighs in at 13.76 ounces. The P365 380 is a striker-fired micro double stack pistol chambered in 380 ACP. It is 5.8 inches long, 4.2 inches high, 1 inch wide, and weighs in at 15.7 ounces. Both firearms come with replaceable sights. As you can see, I've replaced the standard box and dot Glock sights with an anti-glare night sights on my G42, which are probably very similar to those on the Sig out the box. Now here's the sight picture from both of the firearms. Given the similarities, I'm not sure which I prefer yet. Now here are some comparison shots for size comparison. Sig on top, and here you can see the Glock on top of the Sig. They are very similar in size in terms of their height, width, length measurements. It really makes you wonder why didn't Glock have this as a double stack out the box. Now because I have the hoe grip on my G42, I'm going to include a shot of the SAS model where I have a hoe grip on that just for your comparison. Now how about a little more range time? One area where the Glock is starting to show its age definitely is in its capacity. Even when it came out, it did not have great capacity to begin with. For 6/100ths of an inch difference in width, the Sig manages to get 4 or more rounds in the magazine. And here we'll go over the measurements of the magazines of the ones included with them anyway. The Sig magazine measures in at 3 7/16 inches high, 3/4 of an inch wide, 1 1/4 inch deep. The Glock magazine is 3 1/4 inches high, 5/8 of an inch wide, 1 1/8 inch deep. So not really much difference in size as far as those measurements go. And with the Sig magazine and the P365 380, adding 4 additional rounds, I think that is significant, even if you're not someone who is enamored with capacity. Add in that you can get manufacturer-made 12 and 15 round magazines, and all of a sudden having a capacity of double or 2.5 times of what the G42 has, that gets even more significant. And while you do lose a little concealability with that added grip length, if you want to go with a 15 round magazine, You definitely have a lot more firepower at your disposal for those people enamored with that. Let's see that magazine in action. Another area where I believe the Glock is starting to lag behind is in the manufacturer available customization options. As you can see here, I put my XL grip on this 365 380 and it worked. I didn't have to do anything. Boom, took it off my XL model, put it right on this 365. Compared to the flush fit mag on the Glock, that's quite a bit of a grip size advantage. And here you can see it, sitting one on top of the other to give you a better appreciation of that. You probably lose a little concealability when doing so, though you gain 2 rounds of additional capacity and probably a little additional controllability, in my opinion. Now here's some more shots to help you sort of see the size difference when using the XL grip, and even when using the pinky extension. Even when that adds, a good 1/4 inch to length on the magazine, you don't get the heel length. How about we test out the XL grip on the 380 a little bit, just to show that that works as well. That is really nice. Now, after watching this video, it's probably natural to assume that the Glock 42 lost, that the Sig wins, and the debate's over, it's settled, we're done. And for me personally, I don't think it is. And where I think the Sig has some big advantages that I mentioned are things like capacity, customizability in terms of the grip frame and the fire control group, etc. Where I think that the Glock, for me so far, is still winning is on my first shot. And that first shot is definitely important. I think in every clip of this video, my first shot with the Sig is at the boundary of the target, whereas with my Glock, it's on target. That, I think, is still something that's big and mentionable. And we even see it here in the last challenge target that I set up. Stuff and Things Design Co., the official craft sponsor of the Bacon Nation, made us a couple special targets for this video so that we could try to compare the G42 and the 365 380. Now these are 2x3 targets, and we fired upon them using 2 rounds of the High Sierra Outdoor Master 90 grain JHP ammo for this test. 2 rounds, and we'll see how it shakes out. Now, if nothing else, I think this video has shown that the P365 380 is going to put a lot of pressure on Glock to potentially release an update to something like the G42 to try to compete with it. To me, thus far, the guns have shot very similar in terms of their recoil, their accuracy, and their reliability. Now, we do see at one point in this video, we see the Glock at the very beginning have a hiccup, and that's one of the first that I've had with this one. I can't remember the last time I had a hiccup, to be honest. Now, it's gone so many rounds, it was probably due for one, so I'm not going to fault it for that one, even if it happened on camera. Hey, they happen. We're going to show them when they happen. Now, I am curious to see if Glock does have an answer for this for the P365, at least in the U.S. Outside the U.S., they do have some, and have for years, have had double-stack versions of some of their firearms in 380. Now, if those other options or something new does come to the U.S., we'll have to see if they have options like the interchangeable grip and fire control group and other manufacturer-supported customizations that can compete with what Sig offers in this 365 today. I think it offers a lot, especially at the price point. And we haven't even begun to talk about its optics ready right out the box, which is going to be huge for some people. On top of that, you have the forward slide serrations. You have the Sig rail on the front so that you can mount an attachment without having to use one of those trigger guard attachment things. It's almost like over the years Sig looked at all the reviews on the G42 and all the places where people yabutted it they put that on their P365 380, and I think that's fantastic. And I'm really hoping Sig and other people's like Springfield with the Hellcat come out with things like a Hellcat 380 that can compete with this and even try to one-up them. I want to see how they can even try to one-up them. I don't know how, but I'm really looking forward to it. Well, I hope you found this initial comparison useful. In the coming weeks and months, you're likely to see it revisited again and again. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a good day.